Crochet tote bags. I am definitely in my crochet tote bag era at the moment. I'm just totally and utterly obsessed with making crochet bags. I did do quite a lot last summer, but this spring I am just on an absolute roll. As you can tell, I kind of make all of these granny squares, never really do much with them. So we're changing that. In today's crochet vlog, I want to update you on all of the granny squares and my plans for any crochet bags that are currently on my hook, give you a little bit of an update on my crochet projects, show you what my plans and ideas are for said granny squares, and just give you a bit of a general crochet update on what's going on my crochet hook. If you are new to my channel, my name's Amy, and on this page we talk all things crochet, crafting, tips, tricks, yarn hauls, and absolutely everything in between. If you are not new and you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking and joining me for today's video. Okay, let's do a bit of a show and tell on said granny squares that we have just seemed to build up over the last few months. Right, let's go with the first one. So this one, actually at the time of making, I didn't love, but looking back, they are quite cute. So this is going to be a crochet tote bag for a friend of mine. She's picked this off-white and black tone. I'm not sure if this is the off-white or the wheat. No, it's not wheat, is it? Maybe off-white and black, but it's almost like a sunburst granny square. It's not your traditional granny squares. I got this pattern off Etsy. If I can find it, I will link it in the description below for you to go and check it out. This granny square wasn't used for a tote bag. In the pattern that I bought, it was a completely different kind of style bag, but she wanted a tote bag style, so I've just used the pattern to generate these squares, and then I will make the tote bag from that. I have got 12. I need 13, so that's annoying. I'm going to have to go back and find the pattern out. Oh, so I will actually definitely link it below for you because I need to find the pattern to make my 13th square. They've all been blocked. They definitely haven't been weaved in, as you can see, but I'm really hopeful that I can get this bag finished within the next week or so. One more square to go, and then I just need to piece it all together, do the bordering and do the strap. So yeah, I'm going to definitely try and focus on getting this one done because I think she actually asked me for this last summer. And we're now April of the following year, very soon to be in May. So this one needs to be an absolute priority to get finished. But really cute, actually. I've used Drops Paris Aran weight for these squares. Actually, all of the items I'm going to be sharing with you today have been Drops Paris Aran weight. We all know my love for this yarn. But yeah, so this is crochet tote bag number 1. Up next, I'm not sure if I've shared these with you actually, and it's these quite large granny squares. They are 6 rounds, and if you've been a subscriber for a while or a follower on socials, you will know straight away this probably isn't my usual type as such. I'm a very off-white border type girl. This is obviously this really lovely green bordering, which is so abnormal for me, but I was going on holiday. I needed a project to take with me on the plane, and I didn't have that much Drops Paris left. I thought, do you know what? Let's take this opportunity while we wait for my yarn order to come through to use up some of my stash. And I literally just picked up a whole bag full of random yarn that I had in my drawer. And I thought, let's just try and see what we create from it. And transpires, the colours just really, really work. And it really surprised me. The greens, the pinks, the purples, the yellows. I just think it works. So I'm really excited to see this bag come to light and to see what it looks like. It will just be a large standard tote bag. I think I ran out of the yarn, hence why I've got the smaller squares, but my yarn order has now come from Drops Paris. There is a yarn haul on my channel if you want to go and have a little nosy at all the colours that I've got. But yeah, so now I'm at the point where I can actually start to finish these granny squares. So this will be another one I'm hoping to kind of just get wrapped up and completed very, very soon. crochet bag number 2. I've then, as I was sorting out my yarn drawer the other day, stumbled across this tote bag. Absolutely still completely obsessed with the colours I've chose for this bag. I don't know why I didn't finish this at the time. I'm not sure whether it's because I was coming to the end of my off-white colour that I always use to border my bags, and I just gave up, or I probably got an idea for another crochet project that I wanted to work on and this became redundant at the time. But never mind, I have so nearly finished it. I've joined it all together, as you can see. We will ignore all those crochet ends. All I need to do is do some bordering around the outside of the bag, work on, oh, I think I know why I didn't finish it. I do know why I didn't finish it. This was a bag I was making last year for one of the craft fairs that I had in the winter months. And I think I did all the bordering and the handle, but I realised I twisted the handle. And if you've made crochet tote bags before, you know how frustrating that is. So I think what I did is, I think it annoyed me that much, I gave up on the bag. That feels like this could be the bag that happened with. But never mind, that's in the past now, we've got over that. So, and actually, whoop, seeing the yarn all rolled up in a ball like this definitely just confirms why I think I gave up on this bag. But anywho, let's just get this bag finished and also do the handle, and then this bag's good to go. It's ready for the craft fairs that may be coming up this year. So I really need to actually get on and sort out ASAP. But yeah, super duper cute. Really love this actually, and it's just so nice. I don't know, as crocheters, whether you agree, whether sometimes you just get to the point where you get a little bit bored of crochet projects that you've been working on for a while. I think especially with crochet tote bags, you need to make 13 granny squares, join it, and actually you think you're almost done, but you need to do the straps and stuff, and that takes a little while too. I sometimes just get a little bit bored and I just want to have a bit of a break from a project. But sometimes when you do that and then a few months later go back, it actually gives you that inspiration all over again, and it makes you get a new like lease of life when it comes to your projects. So sometimes if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or you're feeling a little bit bored of a project, pop it to one side for a month or so, work on something different, and then the chances are when you go back to that project, you're going to love it all over again. Just a little crochet tip for you. Anyway, that is crochet tote bag number 3. I've then been asked by a friend to make her a crochet tote bag. She wants this colour scheme with the off-white as well as the bordered colour. So I've made one square, it's just as a little mock-up to show her, to make sure that she loved it and that it was what she wanted. So I'm just going to make 13 of these squares in all different colour orders, so they won't all be exactly the same. Mix up the pattern of them. There will only be so many options and varieties I can do because we've only got 3 colours and then the off-white for the border. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how this one turns out, because again, not my vibe when it comes to colour scheme. I much prefer the bright pastel colours, as I'm sure many of you will know from my crochet work, but it's nice to do something different once in a blue moon. So I've already started, I've made quite a few little ones that I just need to continue working on. Question though actually for you all, when you're making granny squares, do you make the whole granny square and then move on to the next one, or do you do lots of the first rounds, then move on to the seconds for all of them and so forth? I personally mix it up. Sometimes I do all the squares individually, sometimes I mock them all up. But yeah, let me know in my comments. I'm really intrigued to see how you typically do a granny square. I then, as I was putting away my most recent yarn order, discovered all of these granny squares in my drawer. I've got loads more. I tend to go through a stage of loving granny squares, make them all up, do nothing with them. So I want to do something with these now. They are 2 different ones. So I've got a handful of squares like this, and then I've got a handful of squares in this colour scheme. And I've got quite a few. I've got 2, 3, 4. I've got 23 of these granny squares. and I want to try and do a different kind of style bag, so it won't really be a tote bag as such. I want to go down the beach bag kind of point of view. What I'm thinking is, I don't know if I can find an inspo, I will pop it up on the screen for you, but I'm going to have squares along the bottom, squares up the sides, and then either side, and kind of make more of a like a rectangular crochet bag. I think that's where I'm going to head with it if I have enough squares. I'll see how I get on, and then I can always just do granny stripes maybe to fill the void if there is one. But maybe this could be a new pattern that I'm going to work on. Seems silly to have done all the work on making these granny squares and not actually making anything with them. So watch this space. This is going to be a project that I'm going to work on very, very soon. And then last but not least, this is a bag that I plan to finish very, very soon, within the next day. It is a beach bag and it is huge. This is the first time I've made a style like this. Definitely doesn't sit how I expected it to sit. If I've done something wrong, please shout at me in my comments and let me know. But it is massive. I essentially made 5 of these big granny squares and joined them together, and I'm just trying to finalize the handle now. But I think once it's done, I'm going to fill it, because I think when you filled something, it gives you a bit of a better idea of what the bag is going to look like. But yeah, so we've done all the bordering, and I think I'm literally on my last row now, so this should not take me very long at all. But I'm completely and utterly obsessed with these pastel colours, and I'm hoping I can take this on my holiday in May, because it's a beachy holiday and it will just be perfect. Haven't really thought too much about weaving in all these lovely ends that we've got. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And I'm not sure on lining it or not, but yeah, super duper cute. Absolutely love this one. So these are all my granny squares, tote bags in progress, WIPS that I'm currently working on. I am very bag orientated at the moment, and I don't have many other crochet WIPS on my hook. For how long that will last, I do not know. But for now, I just really want to focus on just finishing some of my crochet projects. I'm so bad at starting and never finishing anything. I don't have any craft fairs booked in at the moment, but I do just really gradually want to be able to add to my stock for the craft fairs. And crochet tape bags do take a little while, so I think if I can just finish a few up and just have them ready to go, just eliminates a lot of the stress nearer the time when it comes to craft fair season. I do really want to try some spring craft fairs or summer craft fairs. I've not seen any yet, so I'm going to keep doing my research, seeing if I can find any in my local area to do. But yeah, I will of course keep you all updated on the progress. I do update my TikTok and my Instagram quite regularly on my updates daily on how I'm getting on with these projects. It is exactly the same name on TikTok and Instagram. It's loveandyarncreations, and you will find me over there on both. Do hope this has somehow given you a little bit of inspiration perhaps to do your own crochet tote bag. I do feel like a lot of people are in crochet bag era at the moment, so I'm definitely not alone in this, but I will of course keep you all updated. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, want any advice on how to make a crochet tote bag, then please feel free to reach out to me, drop me a comment, reach out to me on my socials. I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you so much for joining me. Do not forget to hit that like and that subscribe button if you've liked today's video.